Marcus Garvey said, look for me in the whirlwind. Look for me in the whirlwind. Because even though you think that I am laying down my body, I shall come again. As a whirlwind, I shall come again amongst the masses of the people. And if in life I can fight for you with this amount of passion, in death I will even be more of a warrior fighting towards your liberation. I think beyond any kind of dispute, Marcus Garvey was one of the greatest sons that came out of the Caribbean, addressing holistically all the facets for our liberation as a people. Marcus Garvey addressed the spiritual question, he addressed the economic question, he addressed the question of identity, and he addressed, like I said, the economic question. That was one of his platforms. And he done it through the word. Okay, so the press that he was able to develop, the word was able to spread throughout the Caribbean and even onto Africa. And we can see our brother Kwame Nkrumah, having the Black Star. The Black Star was the international symbol for the Marcus Garvey movement, red, black, and green. And Kwame Nkrumah was able to place that star within the flag, the national flag of independent Ghana. And so Marcus Garvey, in terms of culture, most of the early musicians, especially in the reggae genre, was the mass movement in America was through Marcus Garvey's movement, UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association. So Marcus Garvey has left a footprint at any organization, institution, or individuals who are truly interested in the liberation of the people. They have to look at that blueprint, because that blueprint is still to be fulfilled. And we are the generations now to pick up that baton, and to lift Marcus Garvey high. So as part of our own works here in Barbados and part of the Lion Soul family soldiers, Lion family soldiers, Marcus Garvey is very prevalent in our music. So it keeps us centered, especially when you look at Bob Marley or Burning Spear, those early soldiers, Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey. So
the blueprint has not yet been put in practice. You see, this is a man, because in this channel we do talk about him a lot, because he's such a figure that cannot be ignored for any reason whatsoever. He's so important both to African diaspora and even to the Africans in Africa.
Yes.
He's such an important figure. At the time, he was able to mobilize the people, create a shipping line. That is something that even today, 2022, is difficult for a lot of Africans. A lot of millions of them put together, they cannot even do.
Yeah. So, and he did it without the social internet. And
please.
Marcus Garvey was a genius. Again, you asked me earlier on where I was born and stuff. But certain people are born towards this task, right? And they stand head and shoulders in terms of the vigor which they pursue the mandate. Because the mandate was given to them before they were even flesh. It was given to them in the spirit world. So once they find the alignment within their purpose while we are here on earth, once we find our alignment while here on earth as to what is our purpose, there is no stopping. So therefore, part of our revolution has to be our spiritual revolution, bringing back the integrity within those realms of things. And Marcus Garvey, like you said, he was head and shoulders, and You see, the truth of the matter is, even in the scriptures, it says many will be called, but few will be chosen. We today are confused with knowledge, Obehi. We are confused with knowledge, and we think knowledge validates our contribution to this struggle. Knowledge is only one arm, one branch of the total arsenal that we need to embrace. The scriptures again says, take the whole armor, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Take the whole armor. So we have to infuse that knowledge with the integrity of our historical, spiritual African customs, right? And some of the leaders today, yes, they can voice about emancipation both for Africa and for the diaspora. And we can speak about a USA, a United States of Africa. But some of our leaders, the reality is, sorry, they are more stumbling blocks towards that realization than some of the common people, because they have been seduced by the Western world. So now they are more obstacles, and we have to have some frank conversation amongst ourselves. You know, how we can bypass, circumvent, or even remove through democratic means or whatever means. You know, some of these leaders, which will never bring about that kind of international solidarity that we need. And anyone within this present time, we have to realize that China is only strong because China is a large land mass united under one government. Europe has their own combination of countries, India, Russia, or wherever it is. And we will always be disregarded, disrespected, disembodied. You know, I heard they just recently shot our brother, a young brother, 80 bullets. We will always be the doormat, you know, the trampling ground of other nations unless we have representation of power. Again, coming back to Marcus Garvey, he said, a people without power is a people without respect. So we, at some point in time, we really and truly have to recognize, and instead of going after this dream about a whole total united Africa, we have to consolidate those who understand the mission and work with those groups like Kwame Nkrumah, because I don't know but if you read the initial constitution of Ghana, it was never meant to be Ghana to follow the construct as an independent country alone, because Kwame Nkrumah specifically said that the independence of Ghana is nothing outside of the independence of the whole of Africa. So we have to recognize that the strength of unity brings about the power that is necessary to stand head and shoulders with any nation. So unless we have that power, we will have the divide and rule. Some people will be more compensated by the Western forces that seek to keep us permanently divided, and other people will be martyred and assassinated, and the rest of us will be, with limited resources, will be left in the wilderness trying to create some kind of organization. But it is so difficult to have an organization outside of the resources, especially today when you have left, right, and center international information. And when you have international information from the internet and the technology and you cannot respond, it really weakens you. But the strength about it is try to have integrity, even though among small groups, and then connecting those small groups into larger groups to try to make a definite, tangible contribution towards the liberation of your people.
Thank you for that. That is very important. People without power, they are going nowhere. They will not be respected. It's not really that we are not many enough. It's not a question of, yeah, the number is very important. Even the space is important. But if you are not organized yourself, you don't have power, nobody's going to nobody's going to respect you. The reason Israel will always be respected, even more than the whole of the African continent put together, is because they have something they can put on the table when there is a debate. I usually say, because when the war in Ukraine broke out, a lot of people were looking at it from different angles, but I say, look at the United States and Europe, the West, let's put it like that, who usually would say in a situation like that, what they will impose is no-fly zone. But why are they not able to impose no-fly zone in Ukraine? Imposing the no-fly zone automatically means shooting down Russian flights. And are you able to shoot that Russian flight without the collateral damage about that? They cannot do that, so they didn't impose a no-fly zone. Which is to say that Russia is able to put something on the table to control the conversation.
Hello.
That is power.
That is it.
But what are we able to put on the table to negotiate with the European? We have the resources. They come with the printed dollars. They printed on their backyard yesterday. They give it to you. They take your resources and they go away.
Hello.
You can't do anything about it.
Exactly so, my
It's
brother.
absurd.
Speak your truth, man.